Hello, folks. This is Neil. Today is Thursday, April the 11th, and just here a couple of strange incidences over the past few days, actually. And the latest incident, of course, involves my neighbors upstairs, and I've mentioned to you guys in the past about my neighbors upstairs. So yesterday, usually on Wednesdays, I take my guitar lessons. Usually like an hour and a half. There's a free lesson, a free guitar lesson from 7 to 8, and then I take a half hour guitar lesson with a private instructor. So it's funny, and I like to mention a few things that I've noticed. So yesterday, I got to the free guitar lesson. It usually starts at 7. I got there probably about maybe 10 after 7. So I got there like 10 minutes late. And class was great. We were learning a lot and doing exercise. We're all playing the same song together, and it was fun. It was great. Um, afterwards, the my instructor arrived to our half-hour session a little bit late, so I noticed that. When I came home, there was a neighbor in the building next to my building, a female, black lady. Don't think I've ever seen her before. Basically, she was basically on her balcony, looking out or whatnot. So, um, went to bed. I did some reading, and I urge you guys. There's a book that's called Medical Apartheid. It's by the author Harriet Washington. It chronicles the unethical, cruel, and illegal medical experimentations that were done on Black Americans from the time of slavery up to the present. Very, very important book if you wanted to learn about some of the unethical medical experimentation done on Black Americans, but Americans, because even though primarily a lot of this stuff is racist, there are white, Chinese, Latino folks who were also today being experimented on. So it has become, even though I still believe there's some form of racism involved in these types of experimentation, because my belief is primarily it's done mostly on poor, or the working poor, you know, black folks in this country, and Latinos also. But so anyway, around, I would say, in the middle of the night, actually, I was awoken out of my sleep, and so as soon as I was awoken out of my sleep, my neighbors upstairs, you know, the heavy footsteps, the squeaking, the squeaking of the wood on the floor seems extra um, extra loud, I would say. And I had a good mind to get up out of my bed and to go knock on their door upstairs. But I decided against this. I said, you know what? I'm going to let you guys know what's going on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to videotape my neighbors. And hopefully someone out there can maybe ID them, because maybe they have, been somewhere before and have done this to other people where, they had some kind of tragic results. So maybe, someone out there um, can ID them, can recognize them. The guy is a short guy, probably about 5'7", I would say, 5'6", 5'7". Um, Sort of light brown with freckles on his face, and the lady is a Caucasian woman, kind of heavy set, and I think she may be either in the medical field because I've seen her wear some scrubs from the scrubs from time to time. Similar to what nurses wear and stuff like that. People in the medical field. So I am actually going to make an attempt to videotape them. But first, I'm going to go upstairs today and I'm going to knock on their door and I'm going to ask them what the heck is going on. Why am I being awakened out of my sleep to the sounds of your heavy footsteps in the middle of the night? And I think the fact that before I went to bed last night, I had a few cups of tea. And my cups are really huge. My cups probably hold around 16 ounces of water. So I had about 32 ounces of tea before I went to bed, and I woke up. I guess my bodily function had to at some point interrupted what they were probably doing to me while I was asleep. And so I guess they had to, be quick about, whatever it is that they're doing. And my only guess is, there's some form of mind control stuff going on. There's some form of experimentation going on with me. Because in the past, I have been woken up out of my sleep with the feeling of being shocked, or every time I was falling asleep, I felt a shocking sensation, and that hadn't happened for a while. The shock thing hasn't happened for a while, but several times in the past, like I said, my neighbors upstairs, when I have awoken out of my sleep in the middle of the night, it's to the sound of their heavy footsteps, or they're sitting or standing next to my bedroom window speaking to each other, or they bought a dog, so the guy upstairs takes the dog stands next to my window while he's speaking to the dog. So my thing is that they're waking me out of my sleep by these sounds and by key words or phrases. Okay, and this definitely resonates in terms of mind control. And there is a video that I would like for you guys to look at on YouTube. If you type in the search menu, government history of mind control projects dash behavior modification and unethical experiments. I think, when you guys see this video along with other videos, just look up mind control. Also look up Kathy O'Brien, who is a survivor of this sort of experimentation. So I am going, like I said, I am going to knock on my neighbors upstairs, the door upstairs, and I'm going to ask them what is going on, because a few nights, they have seemed to be waking me out of my sleep. And it's so weird because their footsteps are, how should I say, I would say overly loud. It's like the sound has been amplified, I should say. And so this is something that I wanted you guys to know. Like I said, I am going to videotape my neighbors upstairs, so that hopefully someone out there recognize them and maybe can ID them. But at the same time, there's some really, when it comes to mind control, especially the technology and how far it has advanced today, This stuff is done, definitely has the CIA signature written all over this. And I've talked to you in other videos about the extreme amount of mass shootings that's happening within the past 15 years. Why aren't these people alive who do the shooting? Okay, they're either killing themselves or they're assassinated by the police. And we all know the CIA has probably infiltrated every police and fire and medical department in the United States, because this stuff has to be kept hidden. They isolate their victims. They basically place you in jobs where they have everything set up that is conducive to these types of experimentations. Even the people that you meet are being placed in your life, okay, to assist in this type of experimentation. So if you happen to meet someone and strike up a conversation, I'm not saying that you can't have common interests with folks, but sometimes I think some of the people that you meet kind of get a little bit what's the word? A little bit overly zealous, when they meet you, that kind of thing. So, you always have to be mindful of those people, because when you lay your head down at night, these people are probably trained in some way to hypnotize you while you're asleep, or even, that anytime you don't consent to hypnosis, that is mind control. So I'm going to say to mind control you while you're asleep. And this is the only way that they can begin this process of mind control. So I urge you guys once again to let folks know what you're going through, and get as much evidence as you can. People may look at these tapes and they may say, well, this isn't anything that we haven't heard before, and it probably isn't. Because there are many people that they're doing this to. And I think that one of the things that also you have to be mindful of is temperature, how they use temperature to soften your mind. So yesterday I left my apartment, and I had turned on the AC a little bit. And I usually, when I leave, I usually turn off the AC. If I never leave my AC on while I leave my apartment. But yesterday also, when I left my apartment, I forgot to turn off the AC, and it's probably because they made it so that I did not turn off the AC, so that when I came home, my apartment was very was cold, actually. And they were using keywords. For example, on my phone, I received an email with the tagline "Chill out." Right, so I come home and my apartment was chilled, was cold. So these are the things that they do, and I'm like, well, why do you want me to chill out? This is how they associate. It's called the association game. Okay, so they do something, right? So, for example, a cold apartment, a chilled apartment, and then they'll send you maybe on your phone, or somebody will speak to you, or you may be walking somewhere and somebody may have an argument, and they say to the other person, chill out kind of thing. So the association game, this is how they sensitize you. This is how they send you subliminal messages by an action and a keyword, okay, or an emotion and a keyword. So once again, like I said, I left my apartment with the AC on, and while I was at the Guitar Center, I got an email with the tagline "Chill out." Okay, and when I came home, of course, my apartment was kind of chill, and it's because I'm bringing attention to, to everybody that I can to let them know what's going on. I don't care, if, they're getting scared or upset or whatever the case may be. They have a right to be scared. And I have a right to be angry and upset, and so do a lot of people, because this stuff is insidious. I mean, could you imagine, that these people are, mind controlling you to do whatever they wish for you to do? I mean, who knows, when I think about all these shootings, okay, how long have these people been in this sort of program? So, you guys out there, record, let people know your story, you know, speak of your experience, because this stuff has to be stopped. This stuff cannot continue. We live in a modern society. We live in a society where I hope, that human rights, human dignity, human sovereignty is respected, is honored, and cherished. But these people they seem to be psychopaths and sociopaths, actually. And so let me read this poem. I usually write, every now and then. And I'm going to read this poem, latest poem that I wrote. And you guys can check out www.deepundergroundpoetry.com. And my handler name is The Watcher 33. THEWATCHER 33. And this poem is called Tortured. So, unethical, illegal, and without my knowledge, you deliberately infected me with debilitating diseases. How many times you were apologetic, but the experiments never ceases. Biological, chemical, and mind control weapons, spewing fear and mistrust, turning my insides to rust. And what about the radiation and toxic injections? I dare to say, in God we trust. From syphilis to LSD, done by the Central Intelligence Agency, using placebos and prostitutes to spread deadly STDs. Now it's behavior modification, subliminal messages, and mind control, using microwave weapons to torture and terrorize to put us in despair. Have they no conscience? Have they no care? The medical institutes and churches, their coffers never goes bare. From Hawaii to Tuskegee and New York to Philly, using poor black farmers and prison inmates in Guatemala, infecting mentally disabled children with viral hepatitis, having them eat an extract made from infected adult patient feces. Have you no honor or common dignity and respect for human sovereignty? For far too long, you have brutalized and antagonized. You hide behind the scenes, lurking in the shadows, only to strike low and fast like a venomous snake in the grass. The CIA is no friend of mine. For far too many years, they have been brutally unkind. I will never be able to relax and unwind with these psychopathic bastards in my mind all the time. We must make each other aware that we do indeed care. To shun from such atrocities we do not dare. It's time to rise. It's time to rise. We must rise. So that is one of my poems, based on my experiences as a targeted individual, basically a medical experimental subject. And I urge you guys, to write, to do as much as you can to bring this stuff out in the open. Okay. Well, you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.